The article we looked at was titled Profitable Business Relationships Are About Personalities, Not Just Skills. It is from inc.com. The article says that 78% of business owners feel personality is the most desirable quality in employees. The article focuses on why great relations are about personalities and not just skills. It then lists the exact personality traits that people are most attracted to. The article displays examples of the big five dimensions. So the first of the big five dimensions is conscientiousness. Conscientiousness reflects traits like being dependable, organized, reliable, ambitious, hardworking, and persevering. These types of employees prioritize accomplishment striving. So some examples from the article that show conscientiousness are 1, honest, trustworthy, and reliable. These are the three cornerstones of a good character. So number one here is the number one personality trait that people are most attracted to. So this goes with conscientious because they want employees that are honest, trustworthy, and reliable, and conscientious employees are dependable, organized, and reliable. Then the fifth personality trait that people are most attracted to is self-motivated, helpful, and passionate, which means going above and beyond without being told to because the person genuinely cares about the relationship or the products/services that they represent. So this shows conscientiousness because they're self-motivated, helpful, and passionate, and conscientious employees are hardworking and persevering as well as dependable and reliable. The second dimension of the big five we'll look at is agreeableness. Agreeableness reflects traits like being kind, cooperative, sympathetic, helpful, courteous, and warm. Agreeable people prioritize community and striving, which reflects a strong desire to obtain acceptance in personal relationships as a means of expressing personality. So from the article, the second highest personality trait that people are most attracted to is empathy. Said that successful business leaders have mastered an intangible, often overlooked factor that allows them to focus on the future with clarity: empathy. So empathy here shows agreeableness as they are being kind, cooperative, sympathetic, helpful, courteous, and warm to their employees by understanding what they are going through. So as you can see, the agreeableness bubble is a little smaller than the conscientious bubble, which symbolizes that conscientiousness tends to be a little more important in the workplace than agreeableness does.
So this next circle for the big five dimensions we're going to look at is neuroticism. You'll notice this circle is a bit smaller than the other two that we've already looked at, and that's because neuroticism isn't necessarily a good characteristic that we want to have. However, that being said, it does still have a place in the big five dimensions because while it is one of the negative characteristics, we do want to make sure that we reduce the neuroticism in order to help have a stronger working environment. So this one example of neuroticism might be that you spend too much time with your friend, and your friend is someone who's sucking away your energy. They're moping around, generally not in a good mood, and they don't want to be in a better mood, complaining, they're asking for handouts. These are all typical characteristics of what would be defined as neuroticism. And these are things that you want to avoid in the workplace because these are typical characteristics that'll help or will help, that will bring down office morale. They'll bring down the work environment just feels in general. You wouldn't want someone with high neuroticism to be in your work environment. This next circle, openness, is somewhere between agreeableness and conscientiousness in size. That's because it is a pretty important one. Behind conscientiousness, this is probably the next biggest circle that you're going to find. And openness is essentially just looking at, showing the other party that you have solid problem-solving skills and want to continually learn new, whether it's strategies, skills, technologies. You just want to make sure that you're out there learning. And openness is your willingness to adapt to it, a willingness to change with the environment, just generally being willing to accept and learn that there are other things out there. And this is one of the best big dimensions that you can have as an employee. The last one is really big. This is extroversion. So extroversion, essentially, we all kind of know what it is, but it's your professionalism, your high energy, you're confident, and your first impression is everything. I believe it's said that about 85% of what someone thinks of you is formed within the first minute or so of meeting you. So Positive attitudes, sense of humor. People who project a positive attitude, they tend to be more healthy mentally and physically healthy. They're seen as more socially attractive and generally seen as more successful. And these are all traits of someone who might be extroverted. So extroversion is most definitely a very important characteristic to have in the office. It'll allow you to get out there and connect with all of your other employees.